guys, we are back in Indiana, and this young man is my friend Brian. And Brian has a fancy title, but he is one of the guys in charge of making sure that cool stuff happens at Storyteller Overland. Brian, what is behind you right now?
What you see here is our brand new prototype 170-inch wheelbase crew mode.
It is about damn time y'all made a van that is for the chunky fellas like myself. This is the big boy van. I'm really excited. I am really genuinely excited to see this come to life. I think we need to go inside because there are things that you can kind of see peeking out. We need to see what this thing is all about. How about it?
Sure, let's go.
Before we jump inside, we're coming around the back, and this is kind of new for you guys. What's this all about?
Yeah, what you see here is a full 60-inch heavy-duty slide-out tray.
60-inch.
Yeah, so we're
got this sweet mountain bike on here, and on this prototype unit, we've got it tucking up into this floor unit.
Yeah, so we have a little bit of a raised floor here. We wanted to be able to drop the tray down so that you could fit a bike underneath your bed. So
I see. Okay.
If you like this, yeah.
Here, let me help you here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll strap up.
Yeah. So once you we've got a fidlock here to
okay. Look at this.
Fit this up.
It's awkward to do it from that side.
Yeah.
I'm making Brian do weird stuff.
Here we go.
There we go. Look at that.
But yeah, so you're able to store your bike.
And that tucks away. So this is this is your bed level.
Yeah, this is your bed level. We wanted to maintain a high bed like we do in our other models, in our classic modes, our Mode XOs. But this is a dual rear wheel.
Yep.
So it has a big wheel well in here. So
and people that follow my channel will know I've got a dually van. We deal with that stuff.
Yeah. So you lose some of this what we call garage space.
Okay, so we've got these big cabinets here.
Yeah. So
what are we hiding under here in terms of water and power?
Yeah. So we're hiding about upwards of 40 gallons of fresh water, which is almost double what we have in our.
Yeah, that's 40 gallons is excellent. If you can get close to that. That's really good. What kind of power are you thinking?
This is a Lithionics power system. It's 16,800 watt hours, 16.8 kilowatt hours.
So this is going to be very similar to what's in your higher end, smaller vans, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Guys, that is super cool. And so you've got it right now in this sort of bench work configuration.
Yeah.
Is that going to be something that's standard on these?
Yeah, everything you see is standard. This is a very much configurable space for how you want to use it. Right now it is in this kind of one side's a bench, one side is basically a work surface.
I love that.
You could leave it like this. You can slide your bike in and out if you have a bike. If not, you can, both of these sides are identical. This side folds up to match this. That is a full, that's
assuming you had the bed all the way up, you could use this down here as storage underneath.
Yeah.
That's pretty slick.
We've built in some little kind of storage cubbies with some bungee nets to kind of.
Oh, look at that! Yeah.
Here, room for storage under your bed, tall storage in the middle, and then this is different from our 144 vans. With the extra length we've utilized, we're doing north-south sleeping. So
so we don't need to sleep east-west. We now can sleep like the tall fellas like to sleep, like myself. Yeah. You know, I prefer sleeping that way. I'm just, a little bit more space.
Now we love sleeping east-west, sleeping sideways.
Sure.
Flare Space is one of our.
It's one of the family of brands. It makes a lot of sense that you're using their stuff.
In the 170, it's a little bit different than in a 144. That bay where you put the flare is a little more narrower.
It's more narrow. Okay.
So I mean, to sleep two people, where your head and your feet need to go in that narrow area, is challenging. So we're utilizing the flares as more. I say it's like your bedside table.
Sure.
We'll have things like phone chargers, USBs, plugs.
Oh, that's cool. So you're tucking them into sort of this cubby area. I'll move this so you guys can see a little bit. So they're talking about putting chargers in here, that sort of thing. Obviously, guys, this is a prototype vehicle, so it is not done yet. So some of these things could be added later.
Right. There is a 110 outlet. It's
okay. So it's tucked on this side.
You couldn't see it, but it is in there. But
okay, and we've got slider windows on both sides.
On both sides, so you get a nice airflow. We only typically on our 144 vans, we're only doing one-sided because one side has a sliding window, and that's just because when you open your door, you cover that window.
Right, right. So you have
that problem.
Because we have that extra length of the van, we can do more ventilation and things like that. We've got an AC unit on the roof there. Is that the same unit that's in the smaller vans too?
That is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we need to go around the other side and see what's going on here. There's more to see.
All right.
So what we've got up here is something that I'm seeing more in the custom van space,
right.
And you guys are bringing this to a production van. That is a rooftop tent as a factory part of this 170. Talk to me about this.
Right. Yeah, we wanted. Our big goal with the 170 was to have seating for 4 or 5 people, belted seating, and also be able to sleep those 4 passengers, and that's something that's difficult in a 144. Even in a 170,
it's tight.
Where are you going to put them? So we decided to put them on the roof.
Okay, is this insulated? That was one of my biggest concerns. And I'm sure people watching will have the same concern as you get somebody up there, it gets windy, it gets cold.
Yeah, this is a hard-sided tent, it's not tent fabric. Those are hard panels with a woven.
So it is insulated.
Yeah.
You can go up there in the colder weather and the rain and all that. I did see from the front that there is an exhaust fan that drops down into what would be this hole, and you guys can see it there.
Yeah, so when the tent's closed, I mean, that's basically a similar placement for an exhaust fan you'll see in our 144 vans.
In terms of space up top, what are we working with? Is this like kids only?
It's a full-size bed.
Okay.
So you can fit 2 adults in there very comfortably. It's tall, so once you get your head in the back, it's very spacious.
Right, so you climb in and go that direction and you're good to go. I mean, how tall is that rear end, do you know?
I don't have the number.
It's about 19 feet. I'm just making it up.
You can kind of see it. Yeah, I don't have the number.
It's bigger than it looks.
Yeah.
That's what she said. All right, let's keep it moving. We've got some tracks in the floor. Yeah. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, we have two belted seats on this.
We've got 2 belted seats yonder,
bench.
And we've got a seat right now.
Yeah, and that one we've taken out for kind of opening up the floor plate.
Right,
but
so
that is a removable seat.
The van will come with this extra seat?
That will come with that.
So that goes here,
right here,
and then you've got 3 across, plus the 2 factory front seats with the sweet headrest. I think that's a nice touch with the stitched headrest.
Yeah.
This seat is really interesting.
Right.
Does this have a name? You've got the Groove Lounge. What is this?
Yeah, it's to be determined.
Okay.
We haven't come up with a clever name.
So if you guys in the comments,
we will.
let's get the comments activated. You guys, if you want to give a clever name to this, because not only does it sit like this, you could sit in theory like this while you're traveling, but it spins.
This for traveling, you'll want to face forward.
Okay.
This is a static seating position.
Okay, so that is my bad. I don't understand these things as that's why he gets paid the big bucks. So you would rotate this into the other seating position that you guys can see and get a 3rd seat. So 3 across, 4 travel. This is your hangout spot, and you can pull the seat out and kick somebody out yonder.
Yep.
This needs a name. We're going to call this the disco ball right now. I'm just calling it that.
Right.
We've got something that I've never seen in a Storyteller, which is this kitchen scenario. Let's get up in here and take a look.
Sure. Bigger van, more people, more food.
Yeah, more stuff.
More stuff. So this is a 3.3 cubic foot refrigerator freezer.
Okay, how does that compare to the one that's in the 144? Is it just slightly bigger? It's hard for me to gauge.
I'm trying to think of the total.
Look at me putting you on the spot.
I'm trying to remember the size of the one in the.
That's all right. We'll make sure we note it.
It's quite a bit bigger.
It is bigger.
Yeah. It's also pretty cool. It's dual hinged, so you can open it from both sides.
Oh, that's pretty slick. That's nice. So if you got people in here, you don't have to open it a specific way.
When you have all your seats installed, you might have the ladder down.
That is a very good point.
You're going to want to be able to get into your refrigerator.
And where we're standing, like the ladder would go right here where I'm at.
Yeah.
So that's how you would access all this up here. But obviously, to demonstrate this and walk you guys through, can't do the ladder in here. It makes
Yeah.
it more complicated.
It's easier to walk through without a ladder in the middle.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got a bigger fridge. This is a different microwave than in the other units.
So this is a microwave and air fryer combo,
Okay.
which is really nice. We've incorporated that into the hilt. It's been a big hit.
Dude, air fryers are the bomb.com. That's great.
Yeah, it is a really nice feature.
Okay. So we've got this. We've got some overhead storage here. We're continuing into the start of the kitchen. This is a really nice looking countertop. It's like this sort of faux cement look. I don't know what white women on the internet love this
It's
stuff.
solid surface, but it has more of a natural stone look.
Sure, I love that.
A little bit. We're going with a lot of little contrasts, some darker tones, black hardware, but still the kind of lighter toned cabinets.
Sure.
It's a little bit different field from what we're doing in our other vans, but
I think that's fair for a different model.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So we've got the little countertop extension that locks. That's super nice. You know, just to get a little bit of extra space. We got the little sink there. Perfect. Look at that. And the fridge is over here. And then you got prep space. Behind you is...
This is the boombox shower. It's essentially the same shower you'll see in our Mode XOs.
In the XO, which we have another video, guys, on the new the updates to the Beast. Check that video out. You'll see this.
Right.
You can see me in the mirror there. This is a wet bath with a cassette toilet again.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Same size.
Bifold door, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Is that the lock up there?
This locks it, so when you're driving
that's
down,
handy.
it just it holds it tightly so that it doesn't rattle while you're driving.
Sure. I don't know what we missed. Something exciting's happening out there. Okay, so we got a ton of storage in here.
Yeah.
All the way down.
Yeah. So it's the same concept of most of the upper storage we use in our smaller vans. The back banks are removable. So.
So in theory, you could pull that all out.
You can pull this down and you can pull this down. So some people they don't want something they're going to hit their head on. Some people want to replace this with a soft bag.
Okay.
Some people just want the extra
Yeah, a little bit of extra breathing room. I get it, especially if you're solo. You may want to pull that out. That makes a ton of sense.
This is the bed we saw from the outside.
Okay.
That's a work surface. One nice feature is you can kind of extend your galley prep surface out onto here. This is
so if you wanted to throw like a little Instant Pot up there, you could just throw it up there. No big deal.
We've moved our control screen onto the backsplash. Basically the same mode com we're using. Same concept we're using.
It does look really nice, and check that out. Development use only. I like that.
Some of the things are not quite fully fleshed out. One cool thing about the tent, it's powered up and powered down. So
seriously, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's not a manual open or close. So that'll all be controlled from here.
I mean, I can imagine that trying to do it manually, like climbing up on the roof of the van to open the tent, would be kind of a pain in the butt. So
it would be.
That makes a lot of sense.
And a challenge you have with many soft-sided rooftop tents is you need to go walk around and tuck the tent fabric in.
Right.
That is why we went with a hard-sided tent. It folds like origami in on itself, and you don't have the issue of having to tuck it in. And when it's 10 feet up in the air, it's next to impossible to do that. So.
Yeah, that's what I would call a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah, it almost made it an impossibility to have a tent on the roof.
It's unrealistic to ask that to people. So this is, we've got some new fabrics, we've got new colors, we've got this huge sort of seating area in the back.
Yeah, we call this. Yeah, I just stepped into the tray. This has a false floor, but when it's in this mode. This is an awkward combo.
Yeah.
But we call this the Troop Lounge. It is
Troop Lounge. I like that.
Yeah. So I'm sitting at a bench. Both sides are symmetrical, so you can have two benches facing each other.
Sure.
So you can sit a whole crew. We have like 10 people in this thing.
And guys, look where his knees are. Like, there's room. You could put another person opposite him and still be okay.
Yeah. But this is a really nice, just seated working position, eating. You could practically seat your whole family on one side. It's so long.
Right.
This is a 75-inch bed.
75-inch long. And as wide as the van.
Yeah, so this is a queen size bed. When you have both sides folded up.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, and if you've got 5 people in here having 2 benches, That's going to be really nice.
It's a really nice hangout
especially
space.
if it's a crappy day out.
Yeah, I think you can have half of your family hanging out in the front on the swivel bench. You can have the other half hanging out back here doing something completely different.
Right.
It's configurable, reconfigurable. You can do a lot.
Talk to me about like why this exists, because Storyteller came from the 144. We're evolving as a brand. Like, how did this 170 big old van come to be?
I think we felt like we were excluding a large portion of the population who had families of, 2, maybe 3 kids. They just can't fit in the van, or it's very challenging to fit in a 144 van.
Yeah.
Also, the other group that we're thinking, that was kind of the inspiration for crew mode, was grab your crew and go on an adventure. So you might want to grab your buddies and your
I mean, you could do
and go,
2 couples, you could do
exactly.
a bunch of dudes, if you don't mind sleeping really close to each other.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, this gives you a lot more possibilities than what a shorter wheelbase van might give you.
Yeah, a lot of people just, a 144-inch Sprinter van is just not an option for a lot of folks, and they'll upgrade into maybe they'll go into maybe a Class C, or maybe they'll look at other 170 vans. So hopefully we're just opening up the market, making the Storyteller tent bigger.
Yeah, I mean it makes a lot of sense. We have seen the trailer company Taxa has come under the brand. Flare Space is under there. You guys are trying to offer more to more people, and that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
Especially now with the GXV vehicles, which we'll do in another video, guys. You will not want to miss that. But this is super cool. When can people expect this? Do we have a time frame yet?
It's a little. I mean, we're sitting in the prototype. This is prototype number 1. We are aggressively developing this toward production, but I think it's safe to say Q1 of next year these things will be on the market.
So we'll say Q1 and expect Q3, because challenges always happen. I'm not going to hold you accountable to Q1.
I appreciate that. Actually,
I think that's fair. Do we know what where are we trying to get with this price wise? Because again, prototype, we're still trying to figure it out. Where are we looking?
I think we're generally in the sub. We're just under 250 is where we're.
Wow, that is substantial value, because as far as I'm aware, there is not another sort of overlandy style van like this, especially not with a rooftop tent in that price bracket from what I would consider a major brand.
Right.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty freaking slick, Brian. I'm just going to take this one home with me. I'm just going to take this one. We'll just go right there, and we'll just leave.
Wait,
what are we doing?
Watch one more thing.
Oh, this is exciting. Oh, dude. And it goes all the way up. We got the red. We got the what is it? Kylo Ren mode.
So at night you don't want to have the whole interior of your van lit up.
So I'm gonna point something out to you. That sort of thing, the red light, would be advantageous for guys that like to use this sort of thing for hunting.
Yeah.
When you're out hunting at night, you've got thermals, you've got night vision. You're out hunting pigs or game that is a nighttime thing. That would be super cool.
Yeah.
That's really neat. So we're looking at roughly 250. Maybe sometime in the middle of next year, unknown. We're not holding those dates accountable yet. And we've got this super sweet floor. We got all these belts. This is cool, man.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much for including us in all of this and allowing me to take a look around, because this is freaking neat, guys. Brian, we'll see you soon, brother.
Oh, thank you.